in Cyperaceae family. Dear, last class we discussed there is one exception case. That is, after the meiosis process, formation of the total 4 microspore, but out of that 4 microspore, 3 undergo the degeneration and only one it is behave as a functional. So that specific and the unique pattern which is present in Cyperaceae family. Okay, Madhura? 3 undergo degeneration and 1 it is remain as a functional. Shanvi, ma'am, in anther wall, which wall is ephemeral in nature? हमने discuss किया था. I hope you remember. Ephemeral means what? Basically, 1 to 3 layers. That is called as the middle layer. Middle layer basically these are the ephemeral means short-lived. Yash, ma'am, how to explain cryopreservation for 3 marks? Listen, you have to write down the definition, what is meaning of the cryopreservation. Another one, you have to mention the point, cryopreservation, which chemical is get used, that is liquid nitrogen, what is the temperature of that liquid nitrogen, minus 196 degrees Celsius. And to avoid crystal formation, there is a use of glycerol and the DMSO. Ma'am, can you please repeat what you said just? Madhura, it does not have any name, dear. It does not have any name. Madam, which one? Cryopreservation?
My microgenesis developing pattern.
Acha. Listen, when we are talking about Cyperaceae family, na? 3 undergo the, after the process of the meiosis, microspore mother cell undergo the process of the sporic meiosis, they develop 4 pollen grain. Out of that 4 pollen, 3 undergo degeneration and only 1 remain as a functional. These are the something a unique pattern which is present in Cyperaceae family. So what are we supposed to write as an answer? Tej, question. For tapetum being multinucleated, what is the point to be written? Yash, tapetum it is multinucleated, you have to mention endomitosis process. You have to mention that is what they form a polyploidy condition, and you have to write down what is the meaning of the endomitosis. That is, M phase is absent, only cell undergo karyokinesis, only nucleus they get double, means DNA amount get double. That leads to formation of the multinucleated plus polyploidy condition. That's it. Significance of the absence of this sporopollen in exant. Shanti, here, if significance is absent, it means that that is an area where pollen tube they can germinate. Or हमने देखा था that is if sporopollen is absent, what condition it is present in dicot? 3 germinal pore are present, and it's a chance that is at the 3 types, at the 3 way, 3 different ways, only 3 points where pollen tube they get germinate. Similarly, when we discuss about the monocot, in case of the monocot, only single germinal furrow is present. Madhura's question. Just have to write down that only sentence. That's it. You can draw examples, such you can draw the exam diagram also. You can draw the 1 MMC, write on arrow, write down the meiosis process. Now there is a formation of the 4 pollens. Out of that 4, 3 undergo the degeneration, and only 1 is remain as a functional. Screen में पूरा plain है आलिया, nothing is there. Okay, Alia is plain screen, nothing else. I just wrote Alia name. Yeah, any doubt from the homework? Any doubt? Replying quickly. Do you have any other doubts?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Huh?
Could you please repeat what you answered to Madhura's question?
That is Cyperaceae family now. Suppose it's the presence of the 1 MMC which is a diploid in nature. Such MMC it is undergo the process of the sporic meiosis. You have to explain in this word. After this sporic meiosis, there is a formation of the 4 pollens. So formation of the 4 pollens. Out of that 4 pollen, these 3 pollens they undergo the degeneration, and only single pollen it is become as a functional. That's it. It is a specific condition which is present in Cyperaceae family. Tej, I don't have DPPs, I don't have question. You have to tell me what is the question. एक सेकंड यश. Explain flower is a fascinating organ in angiosperm stage. You have to explain, suppose you have to draw simple structure of the flower. It's a part of the thalamus. ये हम देख चुके हैं morphology chapter में. Now here there is a presence of the ovary, that is gynoecium with stigma. Now there is a presence of the something a anther like this. Now there is a presence of the something a petal like this. And finally there is a presence of the sepals. So sepal, petal, stamen, carpel. Or in other language, calyx, corolla, androecium, gynoecium. That's it. And out of that, you have to explain which two parts these are the essential one, and which two parts these are the non-essential. So flower is fascinating organ. Draw this simple structure of the flower. Explain sepal, petal, stamen, carpel, or calyx, corolla, androecium, gynoecium, and write down which two parts essential and which two parts is non-essential. Yash, in case of the Cyperaceae, there is no any specific name for that developmental pattern. They don't have any name. Tej, okay. Yash, okay. Cyperaceae family, they don't have any such kind of this. They don't have any name. Simply, we are talking that is these are the Cyperaceae family pattern. Done. Okay, chalo. So should we continue next part? Should we continue with the next? Okay, Tej. Okay, fine. Chalo. So next point we are talking about structure and development of male gametophyte. Write down the title. Structure and development of male gametophyte. And when we are using the word male gametophyte, nothing but 100% they are haploid in nature, male gametophyte. So what is meaning of this developmental pattern? So we try to understand by the simple process. When we talk about that is development of the male gametophyte, nothing but we are talking about that is a development of male gametes. So normally what happened? Up to last class we discussed meiosis process. Due to sporic meiosis, there is a formation of the pollens, right? तो हम यहाँ से start कर रहे हैं from the pollen. So pollen basically they are haploid in nature. And when we are talking about that is pollen basically these are the first gametophytic generation. It's the first gametophytic generation. And what is meaning of the gametophytic generation? Gametophytes, that is something haploid structure. Such pollen further they undergo male gamete formation. So pollen, it's a product of the meiosis, and such pollen also it's a first gametophytic generation. This typical pollen undergo the process of mitosis. And how many times? 2 times. So I'm just writing they undergo the process of the mitosis process, equational division, and how many times? They undergo 2 times. We'll see this part detail. So 2 times undergo the process of the mitosis, and at the end there is a formation of 2 male gametes. Those are haploid in nature. So pollen hoga, pollen basically they undergo 2 times mitosis process, and after the mitosis process there is a formation of male gametes. And you know very well, male gametes basically these are the haploid in nature. Such male gametes also called as the sperm, also called as the microgamete. So male gamete, or you can say the other word, these are the sperm, also called as microgametes. And ploidy level of all these are the haploid in nature. And how many numbers are there? Male gametes, they present two number. How many numbers? Basically two numbers. Two male gametes are present, because हम आगे देखेंगे double fertilization. One male gamete they fused with the egg, and the another male gamete they fused with the polar nuclei. So I'm repeating this point again. Pollen, it's the first gametophytic generation. Gametophytic generation means what? Further who form gamete. That pollen, which is a haploid in nature, undergo two times mitosis and they produce two male gametes. And that male gamete, also called as the sperm, also called as the microgamete, those are haploid in nature. And all this entire process from formation of male gamete, formation of from pollen up to male gamete, all this process called as microgametogenesis. So such process it is called as microgametogenesis. And what is the meaning of the microgametogenesis? Formation of male gametes. Formation of male gametes from pollen by mitosis process. So pollen grain undergo the mitosis and they produce two male gametes. Those are haploid in nature. Do you understand? Please underline this word, microgametogenesis. Microgametogenesis nothing but that is a formation of the gametes. Which gametes? Male gametes. So formation of the male gametes by the mitosis process from the pollen. So such process it is called as the microgametogenesis. We have to discuss all this step in detail. Done? Should we start the diagrammatic representation? चैत्रा, शाम, ठीक है. Sanjana, for the Cyperaceae families, we don't have too much information. We have to just draw that flowchart and just explain three degenerate and only one remain as a functional. That's it. I think 141 months is sufficient. Okay, chalo. Next point, we are talking about all the diagrammatic representation, how that pollen they undergo the development of male gamete. How many male gametes they produce? That is two male gametes. Suppose we are talking about it's a pollen. Pollen kahan pe present hai? Pollen it's a still part of the anther. So it's a part of the filament, and there is a presence of the two-lobed structure of anther, bilobed like this. So yes, anther. Inside this anther, suppose there is a presence of the pollen. So हमने एक pollen को बाहर निकाला. We remove that one pollen. It's a one pollen. Okay. Remember, whatever we are talking about, all this information it is occur inside the stamen, inside the androecium, everything. But for the simplicity, we just remove only single pollen. So there is a presence of the single pollen, right? Such pollen, it's undergo, which is haploid in nature. It's undergo asymmetrical division. It's undergo asymmetrical division. Asymmetrical. Asymmetrical means what? Something unequal division, right? And due to asymmetrical division, now a typical pollen, basically they converted into two types of the cell, large size vegetative cell and the small size generative cell. So asymmetrical division, okay? Asymmetrical division, nothing but we are talking about this process, that is mitosis process. First mitosis. If you want to write down, you can write down here. Asymmetrical process, nothing but we are talking about that is first mitosis. But mitosis में क्या होगा? This mitosis is unequal mitosis. It is not equal mitosis. So asymmetrical division, nothing but we are talking about these are the first mitosis process which occur. So I'm just taking the diagrammatic representation. ये stamen का filament है. Now these are the part of the anther, and now inside the anther there is a formation of two cells. Those are asymmetrical in nature. Okay, there is a formation of the two cells. So just simply I just draw a typical structure. ये pollen है. Suppose single pollen who has the exine layer like this, and inside the exine layer there is a formation of the two cell. Like this. Can you see this part? इसको थोड़ा zoom कर रहे हैं. Okay, I'm giving the name. This orange color nothing but it's a exine layer, which is the outermost layer of the pollen. White color nothing but it's a intine layer. It's an intine layer. Inside the intine as well as inside the intine layer there is a formation of the two cells. Suppose we are talking about this one cell, these are called as the vegetative cell. Vegetative cell. And the another one it's called as generative cell. Vegetative cell as well as the generative cell. Vegetative cell, basically it's a large size cell. We'll see the difference between the vegetative and the generative one, but right now we are talking about just size. And the generative one, it's a small size cell. Listen very carefully, all these reactions occur inside the anther. Anther में बहुत सारे pollen grains होंगे. That typical pollen grain, it's undergo the first mitosis process, but that mitosis is asymmetrical. Asymmetric means what? Unequal. Due to unequal division, there is a formation of the two cells inside the pollen grain. One large side cell that is called as the vegetative cell, another one that is small side cell that is called as the generative cell. Clear? For the simplicity, we just draw only single pollen. But remember, each and every pollen there consists of this kind of the structure, vegetative cell as well as the generative cell. Got it? Yes. Any doubt from vegetative and the generative cell? Pollen grain is single pollen grain. They undergo the first mitosis process, asymmetrical division. Due to asymmetrical division, formation of the two unequal size cell. One generative cell, large size, another one, sorry, vegetative cell, large size, another one generative cell, small size. Now, so when we are talking about such typical kind of this structure, these are called as the two-celled immature male gametophyte. Immature, okay? It's a two-celled immature male gametophyte. Why we are talking about that is two cell? Because inside the single pollen grain, two types of the cells are present. One is vegetative cell, another one is generative cell. That's why these are called as two-celled immature male gametophyte. Ploidy level is haploid. Normally what happens? Once there is a formation of two cell stage, Advik, we are talking about after the asymmetrical division, first mitosis process will be occur. After the first mitosis process, there is a formation of the two kind of this cell in per pollen grain. One banega vegetative cell, those are the large size. Another one that is a generative cell, which is a small size. So if you see, these are the one kind of this pollen. Inside the pollen, there is a presence of the two different types of the cell, vegetative as well as the generative. That's why such type of the pollen, these are called as two-celled. Two-celled means what? Two cells are present. Generative, vegetative. Two cells immature. male gametophyte. Immature word is important. Okay, immature. Remember this word. And please remember, approximately 60%. In 60%, angiosperm pollination, or in other language in NCERT, this word is given, that is shedding. Pollination, also called as the shedding, it is occur at two-celled stage. At two-cell stage. Important one. Out of the 100% angiosperm, approximately 60% angiosperm, they release pollen grain when that pollen they present at two-cell stage. And you know very well how they get released. Which cells of the anther wall they get break and pollen get released? Tell me quickly. In angiosperm, pollination occur. Pollination nothing but shedding. Shedding means what? Release. Which wall of the anther which is responsible for breakdown process and they release the pollen grain? Tell me quickly. No endothecium, मंगेश sorry वरद. No endothecium. हमने एक specific
Stomium
नाम
cell.
लिया था. Yes, Sham. That is a stomium cell. Rishikesh, very good. Stomium cell. So please write down. Disha. Which cell? Stomium. Because stomium they lack the alpha cellulose. So during the pollination, when the anther wall, during the dehiscence process, from the stomium cells, anther wall they start breakage and there is a release of pollen grain. So please write down this information. From stomium cell, anther wall they get break. Anther wall, it will be get break and there is a release of pollen from anther, right? And simply we are talking about that pollen grain they present at which cell stage? These are the two cell stage. Two cell. First mitosis complete hua. There is a formation of the vegetative cell as well as the generative cell, and finally there is a presence, means we are talking about finally that cell, that pollen they simply release from anther wall after the breakdown of the stomium cell. So whatever the two cell stage, it's not a mature male gamete. Please remember, it's an immature one. अभी तक male gamete produce नहीं हुए हैं. There is a formation of the only just two cell. One that is a generative cell, another one that is vegetative cell. Okay, Alia, Lisa, Padma, Chinmay, Sanika, Madhura, Disha, Yash, Sanjana. Clear? Any doubt from this point? Just try to understand, okay? Because it's a neat favorite part. यहाँ से questions design होते हैं. Okay. So how many percent angiosperm? 60% angiosperm they release pollen when they present at two cell stage. Got it? Okay, fine. Chalo. Next point. So all these are can you hello? Just one okay yeah, just 1 second, okay, there is something connectivity issue. Can you see the screen? Can you see the screen now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So please give all this information as a number one, that is two cell stage. Now I'm talking about how male gamete get produced. Okay, Advik, chalo. Number two, second point. Yes. Number second point, we are talking about suppose there is a presence of the immature.
Ma'am, could you please scroll up a bit?
एक second. This one.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
So next point we are talking about, there is a presence of the immature male gametes. Those are haploid in nature, but how many cells are present? These are the present at the two cell stage. That is, one is generative, another one is vegetative one. Now that immature male gametes, they undergo the process of pollination. Pollination means what? Maybe with any agency like wind, with the help of the water, with the help of the insect, with the help of the honeybees, with the help of the birds, anything, कोई भी agent हो सकता है. So with the help of pollinator agent, now that two cell pollen grain release, and now after the pollination, simply they attach to the stigma. Where they get attached? They attach to the stigma, right? Stigma basically is a part of the female reproductive structure. So suppose we are talking about, these are the style, ये pattern है ovary का, and now on the top this one there is a presence of the stigma. So we'll see this part in detail when you talk about pollen pistil interaction, but थोड़ा सा हम यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा explain कर रहे हैं. So these are the part of the stigma. Now on what happened? On the stigma, that pollen grain, it will become and it will be attached. So these are the pollen grain, exine layer. Now there is a presence of the layer that is called as which layer? That is intine layer. And now there is a presence of the two celled, one is small size, another one is large size, that is generative as well as the vegetative cell. Once that immature pollen grain attached to the stigma, some conformation change will be occur, and the next scenario, the attachment, okay, this one. And next scenario, please write down all this information in flowchart. Number one, number second, number three. So when it is attached to the stigma, now it's undergo which one? That is pollen, which is the immature one. So pollen basically it is undergo second mitosis process. अब यहाँ पे होगा second mitosis, right? And after the second mitosis process, finally there is a formation of two male gametes. How many male gametes get formed? There is a formation of the two male gametes. And remember, whatever the structure it is get formed, these are called as three-celled mature male gametophyte. Three-cell mature male gametophyte. Why we are talking about that is three-celled? Because now what happened in this condition, three cells are present in a typical pollen, in a typical structure. Which kind of the cell? That is inside the one pollen, एक तो cell present होगा, that is a vegetative cell. One cell is present, that is vegetative cell, and the another one there is a presence of the two male gametes. Those are haploid in nature. We'll see this part quickly. So one vegetative cell is present and the two male gametes is present. Because now what happened whenever we are talking about, एक second, okay. Yes, Tej. Whenever we are talking about after the pollination process, when that pollen grain release, so that vegetative cell they converted into pollen tube, and generative cell they converted into two male gamete. So I'm just writing the information. Please write down this information in bracket. So in this point we are talking about after pollination, okay? When that pollen grain they attach to the stigma. After pollination there is a two important events will occur. Tej ho gaya? Tej done? Okay. So we are talking about next event. तेज थोड़ी स्पीड बढ़ा यार.
Excuse me, ma'am. Could you please explain the three-celled mature male gametophyte first?
I'm explaining this part. That's why after pollination I'm explaining that part. Don't worry. Yeah. So we are talking about after pollination. Now what happened? There is some event will be occur at the two cell stage. यहाँ पे presented two cell stage. This two inside the two cell stage there is a presence of the single vegetative cell, which is a large size, and that vegetative cell these are also called as the tube cell. Why tube cell? Because such vegetative cell or such typical tube cell further they can form pollen tube. They can form pollen tube during fertilization process. That's what is called as the tube cell, also called as the vegetative cell. And the another one, when we are talking about that is generative cell. Generative, okay? This generative cell, it's undergo the process of mitosis. ये generative cell mitosis में जाएगा. And such generative cell, they undergo the process of second mitosis, and now there is a formation of two haploid male gametes. What they form? After the process of the pollination, during the fertilization process, that generative cell, they undergo the second mitosis and they produce how many male gametes? They produce the two male gamete. And remember, such male gamete, basically these are the unequal in size, as well as they are non-motile. Because in case of the angiosperm, even in case of the gymnosperm, whatever we are talking about, that is male gamete, basically they are non-motile. In algae motile भी होते हैं, non-motile भी होते हैं. In case of the bryophyta, even in case of the pteridophyta, motile male gametophytes are present, but in case of the gymno and the angio, male gametes, basically these are the non-motile. And that's why pollen tube play very important role, because pollen tube they reach up to female reproductive structure and they successfully deposit male gamete for fertilization. We'll see that part later when we talk about the fertilization, but right now just remember one point. We are talking about that is three cell structure. Three cell means what? एक बनेगा vegetative cell, another one there is a formation of the two male gamete. So one vegetative cell, two male gamete, they produce the three cell structure, and when they become three cell structure, these are called as mature male gametophyte. Why we are using the mature word? Because generative cell they undergo the second mitosis process, they produce two haploid male gametes. Those are unequal in size as well as non-motile in structure. Got it? Non-motile in structure. I am taking the diagrammatic representation also. How vegetative cell they convert into tube cell, how that generative cell they convert into male gamete. So don't worry. थोड़ा थोड़ा समझ में आ रहा है, because we are taking very short point here. When you talk about the pollen pistil interaction, वहाँ पे डिटेल में देखेंगे फिर से same point. Do you understand this concept? Tell me quickly. हाँ बच्चा.
Ma'am, could you please explain briefly again? My connection is
ऋषिकेश, तेज, मैं फिर से explain करूँगी. Just have to write down all this information. I'm taking the diagrammatic one. I'll tell you detail from first point. First से सब कुछ होंगे, पहले ये information write down करो. Okay? Shanvi. Okay. So write down this information. Just we discuss. In 60% angiosperm. In 60% angiosperm, shading. Shading means what? That is a pollination. Shading occur. At which cell? 2 cell or 3 cell stage? Tell me. In 60% angiosperm, shading will be occur. At which cell stage? 2 cell or 3 cell? Yes, Rishikesh? It will be occur at 2 cell stage. But remaining 60% angiosperm, remaining one. So remaining 40%. Remaining 40% angiosperm shading will be occur at 3-cell stage. 3-cell stage. Okay, so please write down this information. One question, NEET favorite part, that is 60% angiosperm, they release their pollen grain when they are part of the 2-cell stage. And remember, 2-cell stage, it is an immature male gametophyte. 3-cell stage, it is a mature male gametophyte. Got it? Yes or no? दिशा, ठीक है. Advik. Advik, where is Varun? Where is Varun? Lisa? Okay. Chalo. So quickly we are taking a diagrammatic representation. Ishan, use flowchart information, okay? Flowchart information. So we are talking about. Acha, theek hai Varun. So next point. First of all, we start from the pollen. Okay? Please write down all this information in flowchart. It's a layer. It is called as the exine layer. Which is rich with the sporopollenin. So it's a layer that is called as the exine layer. Inside the exine layer, now there is a presence of the intine, which is made up by the cellulose plus pectin, and due to pectin, they are having flexibility. And a single nucleus is present like this. So there is a presence of the nucleus, this simple dot, and along with nucleus, यहाँ पे present होगा vacuole. So V stand for vacuole. Okay. These are the structure, typical structure. These are called as the vacuole. So ये था a typical pollen structure. Those are haploid in nature, and again it's a part of anther. अभी भी anther में ही present है. Now what happened during this process? Now the process will be occur, that is asymmetrical division. The process will be occur, that is asymmetrical mitosis. And which mitosis? It's the first mitosis. Asymmetrical first mitosis process will be occur. And due to amitosis process, now there is a formation of the 2 cell. So it's the outermost layer that is called as the exine, rich with this sporopollenin. Inner wall, these are called as the intine one. These are called as the intine, and inside the intine layer, there is a formation of the 2 different cells. Number 1, that is generative cell. Those are the large in size. This one. So this color, which is represented by something a yellow one, it's called as the vegetative cell. Also called as the tube cell, which is large in size. So draw one nucleus here, as well as there is a presence of the vacuole also. So I'm just writing V. V stand for the vacuole. And the another one, there is a formation of small generative cell. This one. Is it okay, or should I zoom out or zoom in? थोड़ा zoom out करना है. Diagram is okay.
Ma'am, zoom in.
Okay. First part is done. Second one. And same that generative cell also, it has the nucleus. So blue color nothing but it's a nucleus. V stand for vacuole. Check your mic. Check your mic. Who's that? Alia. Okay, Sanjana. Done. Okay, chalo. Next process, write down on the arrow. Next process, what happened in this point? Generative cell separated from wall of pollen or pollen wall simply. So that generative cell simply they separated from pollen wall. Yoga first event. Second event, now that same generative cell start invagination into vegetative cell. Invagination means what? Enter inside the cell. So same generative cell, it will be start invagination. And invagination nothing but that is inward movement. So it will be start invagination into vegetative cell. So it's a second event. So we try to draw a diagram for the same. Suppose ये exine का layer है, this one. Inside the exine layer, now there is a presence of the intine one. So it's an intine layer. Inside the intine layer, now what happened? Slowly, vegetative cell, they are showing the invagination like this. Means ये कुछ इस तरह से curve बनेगा, right? And the generative cell, it will be start moving inside. So I'm not writing any nucleus vacuole, but by default everything is present. So this one, it is called as the cell, that is called as the vegetative cell, and this one, that is generative cell who gets separated from wall of anther, generative cell. And finally what happened? We obtain a typical structure where that generative cell, they can easily float in cytoplasm of vegetative cell. So final structure, final diagram for the two cell structure. This layer, it is called as the exine. Now there is a presence of the layer, this one intine, wall of the anther. Now there is a presence of the large shape, this one. These are called as vegetative cell. It's a vegetative cell. We'll see the difference between vegetative and the generative also. Inside the vegetative cell, there is a presence of the vacuole as well as the nucleus also present. So I just draw only nucleus, and now inside the vegetative cell, freely floating spindle shape generative cell is there. Again, that it is also has the nucleus also. So this one simply we are talking about, these are the generative cell. Generative cell. Shape of the generative cell, basically it is a spindle shape. And another specific property, such generative cell, these are the freely floating into vegetative cell. So whatever the structure we obtain at the end of this division pattern, these are called as two-celled structure of male gametophyte. This typical cell. So always remember, generative cell, these are the large size cell where inside the cytoplasm of generative cell, sorry, inside the cytoplasm of the vegetative cell, which is a large size vegetative, sorry. So inside that cell, generative cell, they can easily showing the floating process. They can easily float, right? And what they shape obtain? They obtain something a spindle shape. And finally, whatever the structure it is get formed, ma'am, the generative cell is entered into vegetative cell. हाँ, generative cell it is entered into vegetative cell. यहाँ पे देखा ना हमने, generative cell they start invagination. What is meaning of the invagination? Inward movement. They start invagination into vegetative cell. Got it? Sanika, done? ठीक है? So I'm repeating this point again. Please listen carefully. These are the last point of the male gametophyte. फिर से start करें. Back to pavilion. We are talking about that is process that is microgametogenesis. That is how male gamete get produced from the pollen. Single pollen they can produce two male gamete. Single pollen they can produce two male gamete. So we discussed there is a presence of the two cell structure, means that pollen grain they undergo the asymmetrical mitosis division, which is the first mitosis. They produce two types of the cell, one that is a vegetative cell, another one that is generative cell, right? Now approximately 60% angiosperm pollination or shedding. Shedding means what? Release of pollen grain from stomium cell. That is called as the dehiscence process. Anther, it will be undergo the breakdown from the stomium cell region. Pollen grain in 60% angiosperm, pollen grain release at two cell stage, and the remaining 40% plant that pollen grain release at three cell stage. And what is meaning of the three cell stage? That is generative cell, they undergo second mitosis process. They produce two male gametes, and now two male gamete plus that vegetative cell, this collectively called as the three cell stage, and that three cell stage it is a mature male gametophytic structure. So 40% angiospermic plant they release pollen when they become totally, when that male gamete become totally mature, that is three cell stage. Now we'll discuss that is something a different pattern, means division pattern. Intine layer is there, exine layer is there, nucleus is present. That is a simple structure of the pollen. Now this pollen undergo the first mitosis, but mitosis should be asymmetrical, formation of the two different types of the cell, vegetative cell and the generative cell. Now next event what happened, generative cell is separated from the pollen wall. तो ये attached था, slowly it will be get separated, and slowly that same generative cell they start moving inside the vegetative cell. That movement is called as the invagination process, and finally at the end we obtain a two cell structure which is ready to release from the anther, where large size vegetative cell is there, and inside the vegetative cell cytoplasm, spindle shape, generative cell, those are easily showing floating process. Got it? So quickly divide your page into two parts. We are talking about the few points with respect to vegetative cell and generative cell, as well as we compare this point with respect to generative cell. Vegetative cell in size, it's a large size, sorry, vegetative one, and the generative one basically it is a small size. When we are talking about that is vegetative cell, vacuole is present, which is a reserved food material, or they are responsible for the maintain the osmoregulation. Such type of the vacuole it is present, if such kind of this vacuole it is absent in generative but present in vegetative cell. And the last point, reserved food material. So reserved food material it is part of the vegetative cell, and in case of the generative cell, such type of the reserved food material it is totally absent. And the last point with respect to function, vegetative cell they are responsible for pollen tube formation during fertilization process. Responsible for pollen tube formation. ये हम आगे देखेंगे when we talk about the double fertilization. Pollen tube formation during fertilization. And when you compare this point with respect to generative cells, so these generative cells responsible for formation of the two male gamete. Formation of two male gametes. Got it? Do you understand what is meaning of the vegetative cell, what is meaning of the generative cell, how they get developed, and what is their particular function? Any doubt? Samarth, any doubt? Chalo. So all these are the information about the male reproductive part. Next point we are talking about. Okay, Advik, chalo. Write down the title, new point. We are talking about female reproductive structure. No, Sam, screen is not frozen. Just let me check, okay? Okay, okay, Madhura. Just wait, okay? I'll try to share it again. Sam, now it's okay? So next point we are talking about female reproductive part.
Ma'am, could you scroll up a bit?
Difference? चैत्रा चैत्रा क्या है ये?
Done, ma'am.
Done now? Okay, fine. Chalo. Write down the title, new page, female reproductive part. Female reproductive part, nothing but we are talking about more detailed information about the carpel. Carpel also called as the pistil, or these are also called as the mega. Mega, that is female. Mega sporophyll. That is female reproductive part. So carpel, pistil और मेगा स्पोरोफिल वहां पे हमने देखा था that is stamen और the androecium और microsporophyll. यहाँ पे हम word use कर रहे हैं megasporophyll. So when we are talking about any typical structure of the female reproductive part, it has the three part: stigma, style, and the ovary. So this part it is called as the stigma. This middle part it is called as the style, and at the bottom this one, this part it is called as the ovary. I hope you remember हमने एक point discuss किया था. There is a presence of something a nutritive tissue that is called as the placenta. I hope you remember in morphology chapter we discussed this point और हमने एक point भी discuss किया था placentation. Placentation means what? There is a development of the development of the ovule on placenta. Remember? तो यहाँ पे present है placenta. And when we are talking about the ploidy level of the placenta, placenta basically these are the diploid in structure. On placenta there is a development of ovule. तो ये present हुआ this one structure. This structure nothing but we are talking about, these are the particular structure that is ovule. Ovule also these are the diploid in nature, right? We'll see that part actually. So there is a presence of the typical structure that is placenta. On the placenta there is a presence of the ovule, right? Now what happened, such ovule they undergo division. ये जो ovule था, this one which is a diploid in nature, so such ovule they undergo the process of division. We'll see that process. Actually we'll discuss the process of the meiosis also. They undergo the process of the meiosis followed by they undergo the process of the mitosis also. तो पहले meiosis का देख लेते हैं. So they undergo the process of the meiosis process, and after the meiosis there is a formation of a typical structure that is megaspore, which is haploid in nature. वहां पे माइक्रोस्पोर फॉर्म हो रहा था. माइक्रोस्पोर नथिंग बट इज कॉल्ड एज द मेल मतलब पोलन, दे कॉल्ड एज द पोलन. Microspore also called as the pollen, and pollen they undergo the 2 times mitosis process and they produce the 2 male gametes. Similarly, in typical structure of the carpel, ovule present hoga. That typical ovule they undergo the process of the meiosis. After the meiosis they produce megaspore. Okay, what they produce? They produce the megaspore. Stage microspore, it is a part of male reproductive structure. अब हम बात करें female reproductive part. So this ovule, it's a part. Madhura, okay. So this ovule, it is a part of the female reproductive structure. Ovule undergo the meiosis process and they produce a megaspore, which is a female spore. Microspore, it is for the stamen. Microspore, it is for the anther. It is for androecium. Androecium khatam hua, tej. We are talking about female reproductive part. Okay? Okay. So this process, it is what happen. There is an ovule, they undergo the process of the meiosis and they produce the megaspore. That's it. Okay? So we'll see this part detail later. But remember, just focus on the ovule. हमें किस पे focus करना है? We have to focus on the ovule. Next point we are talking about, there is a few types where single ovule is present and the more than one ovules are present. So we are taking the few examples. Suppose agar single ovule present hai, only single ovule is present per ovary, only single ovule is present. So under this point we are taking few examples, like number 1, mostly monocot coming in this category, like rice also they are having the single ovule, as well as we are talking about that is wheat also they are having single ovule. Even mangoes, तो आपने देखा होगा mangoes में only one seed is present, because after the fertilization ovule it is converted into fruit. In morphology chapter हमने discuss किया था. In this chapter also again we repeat this point. Ovule after the fertilization they convert it into fruit. So we'll see that part after fertilization. But generally, if single ovule is present, it means that they are example rice, wheat, as well as the mango. Sometime there is a more than one ovules also present. Sometime greater than one ovules also present, and in this parameter you can write down the example watermelon. Watermelon में बहुत सारे seeds होते हैं. So example is watermelon, even in case of the papaya also, and even in case of the orchid. So these are the few examples. Those are the depend upon single ovule is present or multiple ovules are present. Another point, on the basis of the gynoecium. Next point. On the basis of the gynoecium, and you know very well gynoecium nothing but we are talking about carpel. We are talking about that is pistil. So on the basis of the gynoecium, we are dividing this part. We are dividing this carpel into 2 parts, monocarpellary and polycarpellary. So first part, monocarpellary. What is meaning of the monocarpellary? How many carpels are present? Monocarpellary, tell me. Monocarpellary means how many carpels are present? Single? Yes, yes. So single carpel is present. That's why it is called as a monocarpellary. And under this point, we are taking the example like maize. Maize, these are the coming under the category that is monocarpellary. Even rice also they come in this category. Second point we are talking about that is polycarpellary. Polycarpellary. And what is meaning of the polycarpellary? That is more than one carpels are present. More than one carpels are present. That's what is called as the polycarpellary. Such polycarpellary again they divide into 2 types. If carpels they are fused, called as the syncarpous, and if carpel they are free, that is called as the apocarpus. ये point भी हम देख चुके हैं in morphology chapter. So this polycarpellary, it's divided into two types. Number one, we are talking about that is syncarpus condition. First one. Syncarpus nothing but that is carpel they are fused. And in this point we are taking example papaver. One example papaver. Another point apocarpus. Second example that is apocarpus. What is meaning of the apocarpus? That is carpel they are free. Carpel they are not attached. And in this point of view we are taking one example mycelia. Papaver and the mycelia. So ये same point, it is again repeated in morphology chapter. Monocarpellary, single carpel is present. Polycarpellary, more than one carpels are present. If syncarpus condition, that is all the carpels they are fused with each other. And if we are talking about apocarpus condition, that is carpels basically they are free. That's it. Done? Chalo. Next point we are talking about types of the ovule. Based on curvature, based on the bending pattern. Done? Done? Padma.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, fused carpel means, एक second though, that is stigma style ovary cannot be differentiated. ना 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 ना, fused carpel means what? Listen, ये कुछ इस तरह से structure होगा. They get attached with each other like this. Like this, okay?
And
Miss,
only the
any
ovaries are
part.
attached to each other, right?
Not only ovary, वही तो बता रही हूँ Tej. Not only ovary, any part they can be attached. Any part can attach. Stigma may be attached, style may be attached, or ovary may be attached. Any part can attach, but they should be attached with each other. That's why we are using the word syncarpus. Okay, Madhura?
Thank you.
हाँ, not only ovary, okay, Tej. बस ovary attached नहीं होगा. It's depend upon the condition. Any part can be attached. Fine. Chalo. So write down the next point and the important neat point of view. And this syllabus is for your upcoming objective test also. Write down the title we are talking about, that is types of ovule. Types of ovule based on curvature. Based on curvature. Curvature nothing but we are talking about bending. This curvature nothing but it is also called as the bending. Okay? And remember one word, if you read module very carefully, so ovule, it's a diploid structure. Sometimes these are the typical ovule. These are also called as the megasporangium. Mega that is female part. Sporangium matlab something a sporophytic tissue, sporangious tissue, which is a parenchymus. So ovule also called as, एक second. Ovule also called as mega. Sporangium tissue. Those are diploid in nature. So both words are true. You can see simply in language ovule, and ovule also called as the megasporangium. Mega, that is something a female reproductive part. Sporangium is what? Something a sporophytic tissue, sporangious tissue, which are diploid in nature. So ploidy level of ovule, ये भी diploid होगा. And the alternate name for the ovule, that is megasporangium tissue. These are also diploid in nature. Done? Okay, so should we start? Diagrammatic representation है diagram, then the curvature, point, and the examples. These are the 3 points are important. First point we are talking about orthotropous. Write down number 1. First point we are talking about orthotropous. Orthotropous also called as atropous. Atropous also called as the straight ovule. इसके अलग अलग नाम है ये. Straight ovule also called as the erect ovule, and sometimes these are also called as the primitive ovule. देखो कितने सारे नाम है. It's very easy to understand actually. You have to remember the 2 important words, orthotropous and the atropous. Rest of the structure you can easily understand by diagram. Primitive मतलब क्या है? Means it is present in organism, primitive organism. So when we are talking about a typical examples for these straight or erect or orthotropous or atropous ovule, these are the present in all gymnospermic plant. So it is present in all gymnosperm and as well as bio है तो exception case होगा ही. So it is also present in few angio also. In few angiospermic plants also. So if you want to write down the example, you can write down that is number 1, that is Piper and the Polygonum.
Ma'am, these are exceptions or examples, you said?
Not exceptions, dear. It's not exception cases, but it is present. Mostly they are present. Primitive है. See, primitive means what? We imagine like algae, bryo, pterido. So it is present in gymnospermic condition because chapter का नाम क्या है? Sexual reproduction in flowering plants. So we have to focus only angiosperm. But there is a few condition also we have to discuss gymno also. So orthotropous, which is a primitive one, which is the atropous condition, they present in all gymnosperm, but it's also present in few angiosperm also, like example Piper and the Polygonum. You have to remember the Polygonum example because lots of time it is coming again and again. Polygonum, जैसे हमने कल देखा था Calotropis. Similarly, Polygonum in female reproductive part it is coming repeatedly. So we draw this simple structure. Straight ovule also called as the erect ovule. थोड़ा सा focus करना, okay? Because we are giving the name also. Okay, I'm starting from the top one. I'm giving just only dot. Dot means that position, okay? ये dot है यहाँ पे. So this first dot, nothing but it's called as micropylar end. M end, also called as the M end. So it is called as micropylar end or micropyle end. एक end होगा, which is open. There is something curvature point, which is open, it is not closed. So micropylar end, also called as the M end. We'll use the short form. Don't use the short form for the board. You have to write down that is M end, that is micropylar end. Exactly opposite, bottom में present होगा, exactly opposite, okay? So at the bottom here, I'm using the another dot यहाँ पे. So here there is a presence of the another end, that is chalizoid end. Chalizoid end. So for the simplicity, we'll use the name that is C end. Okay, chalizoid end. Now exactly when we are talking about that is chalizoid end, below the chalizoid end, यहाँ पे, this point, I'm using something zigzag pattern. This typical structure it is called as the hilum. It's called as the hilum. Hilum means what? आगे देखेंगे, पहले हम देखते हैं what is meaning of the funicle. So chalizoid as well as there is exactly below there is a presence of the hilum and something a stack like structure. This one, these are called as the region that is funicle. थोड़े नाम अलग है, but you have to practice it. Micropylar end, chalizoid end, and the funicle. So what is meaning of the hilum? Hilum basically they join. It's join funicle to ovule. It will be responsible for the joining between the funicle. Funicle nothing but these are the something a narrow stack-like structure, and the above part, that is above part, upper part, it is called as the area of the ovule. Okay, or area of the entire ovule. Now at the ovule, at the center, यहाँ पे okay, at the center there is a presence of the some nutritive tissue. These are called as the nucellus. हम इसको आगे डिटेल में देखेंगे. There is a presence of the cell that is called as the nucellus, and the ploidy level of the nucellus, these are the diploid in structure. Now another point, whatever we draw with the help of that blue color, yeah, there is something a yellow color, sorry. So these are the layer, nothing but is called as the integument layer. This one, also this one, these are called as the integuments layer. Integuments layer. And such integuments layer, basically these are the protective covering of ovule. It's a protective covering. So just try to understand. Micropylar end, chaliceal end, hilum, which join funicle to ovule. Below the hilum region hoga funicle. At the center there is a presence of the nucellus. Nucellus basically these are the something a parenchymal tissue. हम इसको आगे देखेंगे when you talk about the embryo sac development. But write down just these are the nucellus. Those are the diploid in nature. Lots of cells are present. Again, that around that nucellus there is a presence of the two layers. That layers is called as the integuments layer. Integuments layer basically it is a protective layer. Diagram done. Once you done finish this diagram, please tell me, okay? Okay. So what is the name of that orthotropous? Orthotropous, it is also called as the atropous. Also called as the straight ovule or the erect ovule. Erect means what? Something a straight position is there. So if you see a typical ovule, inside the typical ovule, micropylar end, I'm just writing that is M end, as well as chaliceal end, that is C end, as well as the funicle. The funicle. So three parts, that is micropylar end, chaliceal end, as well as the funicle, they are coming. They are, which one pronounced spell? C, that is chaliceal end. Chaliceal, Chalizal, chaliceal end, micropylar end and the chaliceal end. So what is meaning of the erect one? If you see the typical structure, micropylar end as well as the chaliceal end as well as the funicle, they lie in a straight line. They present in a straight line. So that's why such type of the typical structure, such type of the ovule, where micropylar end, chaliceal end as well as the funicle region, they align, they range, they present in a straight line. Such type of the ovule, these are called as the orthotropous or atropous or straight ovule, erect ovule or primitive ovule, which is present in all gymnosperm and few angiosperm. So do you understand? Any doubt from the orthotropous? Any doubt from the orthotropous? Clear? Okay, Sanika. So these are the first point. Number second, we are talking about anatropous, which is the most common in angiosperm. Same structure hoga, but just we draw the bending pattern. We have to study only bending pattern. Okay. So write down the number second. We are talking about that is anatropous ovule, and these are also called as inverted ovule. Why we say inverted? And in this point, we are talking about these are the most common which is present in angiosperm. It's the most common anatropous. And in this point, we are talking about there is a 180-degree bending or curvature is present. Kitna bending ho raha hai? How much angle? That is 180-degree angle. So we just try to understand by taking example. So it is very much common in case of Malvaceae family. Even it is also present in Solanaceae family. Lots of examples are there, but these are the most common in angiosperm. Chalo, so we just draw a typical structure. Just try to understand this structure. Use pencil, okay, because maybe possible mistake kar doge diagram mein. This one. So what you observe from first and the second diagram? If you see micropylar end, it will be bent towards the downward. It will be bent towards the downward, right? और यहाँ पे present होगा exactly opposite side. This side we are talking about there is a presence of the chalizoid end. So chalizoid end is not important actually here. We have to focus only which end, that is micropylar end. So what happened in this condition? If you see कितना bending हो रहा है, that is exactly 180-degree bending, downward bending. पहले straight था like this, and there it will be straight, but now it will be showing bending towards the downward. So such kind of this arrangement, such type of the ovule, these are called as the inverted ovule, also called as the anatropous ovule, where bending will be observed, that is 180-degree. Done? They are bent, yes, they can bend from, not funicle re baba, only ovule region they get bent. Funicle to bottom mein ho gaya na, this one the region it is called as the funicle. These are the funicle. Funicle में कोई change नहीं हो रहा है. Funicle basically they erect one, but the above the funicle region they get bent towards the downward. Straight hand रखो, उसको bend करो, fold करो from the region. So what the structure they are showing bending toward the 180-degree. Sanika, above the funicle region they get bent. There is no any particular region जो जहाँ से bend हो रहा है. Above the funicle region, entire region they get towards the bottom side, downward direction. Okay, fine. Chalo. Next condition we are talking about hemianatropous condition. Hemi means what? Half of the anatropous. So can you tell me कितना bending angle होगा? Hemi, that is half. Hemianatropous condition.
90.
So can you tell me how much curvature is there? Yes. So write down, that is 90-degree bending, 90-degree curvature, right? And such condition it is present in buttercup, also called as the ranunculus. Ranunculus. So just try to understand by the diagram. हमें 90-degree का angle बनाना है.
Ma'am, please scroll up.
Do you understand what happened? यहाँ पे बना angle like this, 90-degree angle. Okay, approximately 90-degree angle will be created. So such type of this structure, these are called as the hemianatropous, where 90-degree angle is present. Now, next point, fourth one, we are talking about campylotropous. Campylotropous, again these are the 90-degree, but micropylar end they slightly bend towards the downward direction. So next point we are talking about, that is Camplotrophus
Ma'am,
ovule.
how to pronounce the example?
Ranunculus, ranunculus, ये हम देख चुके हैं. Environmental plasticity, buttercup, ranunculus in plant growth development chapter. Camplotrophus, Camplotrophus basically in this point 90-degree bending is there, but only one end, that is micropylar end. M end, they downward, they bend towards the downward. So micropylar end, M end, it will be bent towards the downward direction. Rest of the structure same hoga. And such type of the structure it is present mostly in case of the legumes. As well as the another example, crucifer. Okay? So same diagram draw कर रहे हैं, but we are taking slightly bending structure. The rest of the structure is similar. Micropylar end slightly bending. Okay, do you understand what is exactly difference? Slightly bending है, 90 degree होगा but slightly bending. So these are the end that is called as the micropylar end, M end, and that M end it is slightly bending.
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, in Hemianatropus ovule also there is 90-degree bending, no, and that is also to downwards, right?
हाँ, but micropylar end is not downward ना. ये micropylar end क्या है? Straight है. These are the micropylar end is exactly straight. यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है? Micropylar end is slightly down.
Okay, ma'am, got it.
Okay, it's having the 90 degrees Celsius, but only micropylar end they slightly bend towards the downward. Done? Done?
Yes, ma'am.
Fifth part, that is amphi. Next one, that is Amphitropus. Amphitropus ovule nothing but, that is ovule they are showing bending greater than 90 degrees Celsius. Sorry, bending angle that is 90 degree but less than 180. But less than 180 degree. So we are talking about that is between more than 90 and the less than 180. And such type of this condition it is present in poppy seeds होते हैं. Also they present in lemna. Lemna basically these are even amphibian plant, as well as this condition also present in alisma. So lemna and alisma underline because it's a botanical name. What happened? किसका क्या question है? एक second. Could you please show the previous diagram? So Amphitropus ovule greater than 90 but less than 180. And another one example that is poppy, lemna, as well as the alisma. Now, when we talk about a typical Amphitropus condition, there is one important word also there. Embryo sac, basically these are the horseshoe shape. So one specific property is present. Whatever we talk about, that is embryo sac. Next class में देखेंगे what is meaning of the embryo sac and how they get developed. So embryo sac, whatever we are talking about, that is shape basically these are the horseshoe shape. So one question with respect to Amphitropus, एंगल के ऊपर क्वेश्चन नहीं बनेगा हाउ मच दे आर शोइंग द बेंडिंग, बट डेफिनेटली देयर इज अ क्वेश्चन व्हाट इज द शेप ऑफ एम्ब्रियो सैक. So horseshoe shape present, that particular shape present in amphitropous ovule condition. So we just try to draw that diagram also. ऋषिकेश क्या नाम है इसका? हेरम डन? हेरम डन?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, chalo. So quickly draw the structure. We have to finish. These are the second last time. Amphitropous greater than 90 and less than 180. कहीं पे तो मिड में प्रेजेंट होगा. And the typical embryo sac. Which is a horse shoe shape. Horseshoe shape. Okay, that's it. One question. Embryo sac. Horseshoe shape. And the last one, we are talking about Cercinotropous, where greater than, more than 360-degree angle or the bending is present because funicle, the coiled around ovule structure. So next point, Cercino. Cercino, what defined over from the circular. So simply we are talking about that is Cercinotropous ovule. And such Cercinotropous ovule, it will be showing bending more than 360-degree bending region, that is funicle coiled around ovule. The region that is funicle, which is a straight. So that funicle coiled around ovule. So it will be gives rise to typical kind of the structure that is Cercinotropous structure. So we draw the structure also quickly. So normally these are the presence of the integument layer. This one. But in this case, what happened? Whatever we are talking about, that is part. One second. These are the funicle, and that funicle it will be get coiled around this entire ovule structure. This one. So it's a region that is funicle, and funicle basically it is coiled. So यहाँ से पूरा, I'm just highlighting this point. All this green color, nothing but we are talking about that is funicle, extended funicle, they coiled around entire ovule. So that's why the bending angle greater than 360. That's it. So these are the Cercinotropous ovule, and Cercinotropous ovule, it is mostly present in cactus, botanical name Opuntia. That's it. Any doubt from today's class? Any doubt from today's class?
No, ma'am.
Okay, I will share the whiteboard link also. So is this part or any diagram is get missing, so you can complete your notes. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So revise this part very carefully. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Excuse me, ma'am.
हाँ सानिका.
Ma'am, in the last case, the funicle gets extended.
हाँ, funicle they coiled around. That's what is called this Cercinotropous. Cercino means what? Circular. The word, because when we are talking about the circle, it has the something 360-degree angle. but it is having due to that coiling funicle, if they get extend, they coiled around the entire ovule, so they can form greater than 360-degree angle. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, chalo. Bye bye.